This is the story of the future, where we see a new world, which was divided into two parts. A portion is known as Offshore. All the rich people live in this part, and they have everything they need. People can do anything according to their wish. They are given full freedom. Whereas the other part is of poor people, where people neither have enough food to eat nor a good house to live in. These people live in slums and make their living, and their life is full of difficulties. But they are also given a chance to change this life, after which these people could become part of Offshore. But for that, it is very important for these people to be in their 20s. After reaching the age of 20, they have to go through a selection process, in which Offshore people select only 3% of this large population, and the rest come back to the slum area, and again they start living in poverty. So everyone wanted to go Offshore. Now it is announced that 104 procedure is going to start, which means that this process has been completed 103 times before. Next we see a girl named Michelle, who registered his name to go Offshore, and now he had to reach that place within 20 minutes, where the Offshore selection test was about to start. Everyone starts arriving at the place for the test. All of them have a special type of device behind their ears, in which red light shines. It is a kind of entry pass, so that the people who have registered for this test can be identified easily. Michelle then arrives at the test site with her friend, and after a while the chief comes in front of them and tells everyone that this selection will be done very honestly. There will be no deception with anyone, and also tells the importance of this selection in Offshore, that only 3% of you will go Offshore. After the speech ends, a lady comes to the chief, who was a new employee. This lady tells the chief that I have come here to check your work, and I have been sent here by higher authorities, so that I can catch your mistakes. The chief did not like anyone to interfere in his work, but he could not avoid the order of higher authorities. So he doesn't say anything to this lady. After that, the interview starts, where many people are rejected and sent back to the same poor life. It was quite difficult to pass this interview. Meanwhile, we see Michelle, from which a lot of personal questions were being asked, in which Michelle tells about her boyfriend that last year he also came for this test, but then he never came back, which meant he went offshore, to which the interviewer says that he may not have gone offshore. He may have died or something bad happened to him. The man then asks Michelle to remove the last sign of her boyfriend's necklace, and Michelle takes it off and puts it there, by which she passes her emotional test. Next we see a boy named Marco, whose every family member went offshore. Therefore he had full confidence that it will also go offshore. Marco's confidence was very high, for which reason it is also selected. And then we see a boy named Alex, who wanted to go offshore anyway. That's why he keeps talking without stopping, and anyway he wants to pass this first round. But his behavior is not liked by the interviewing lady, and he is eliminated in the first round. Alex says that the selection process itself is very useless. Next we see a girl named Joanna. She was the smartest and wisest, and spoke very little. He is also selected because of his intelligence. Everyone was physically and mentally healthy except Fernando. It could not walk. But due to his bravery and courage, he is also selected in the first round. At the same time, Offshore people get news that their enemy rebellious group has secretly sent one of their men to this selection test. Offshore people quickly track down this spy, and treat him quite badly. They torture him so much that he tells the whole truth, and tells that there is another spy here besides him, which is giving all the news to rebellious group. Next we see the rebellious group, which was the biggest enemy of the Offshore. This group wanted to break down the wall between rich and poor. This group believed that when all people are equal, why do poor people suffer so much? After that, those who were selected in the first round are taken to the second room for the next round, and they are lined up. And then, one by one, everyone's behind the ear device is thoroughly checked. It did not come with any external device installed, so their device is checked. Meanwhile, Joanna's eyes fall on the ear of the boy standing in front of her. The boy's name was Raphael. Joanna notices that there is no device in her ear but strange scratches. That is, this boy came here by deception. Joanna doesn't tell anyone about this boy yet, and when it comes to scanning the Raphael, it easily passes the scanning test. Seeing all this, Joanna's suspicion increases even more. After that, all these selected people are placed in another room, where many blocks were placed on the table. With the help of these blocks, these people had to make 9 cubes, for which they are given only 10 minutes time. The test starts, and everyone rushes to make cubes. But Fernando was physically unstable and could not reach the blocks. Seeing this, Michelle helps him and gives him several blocks, after which Fernando also starts making cubes. Time was running out, and Michelle had only made 8 cubes so far. Seeing this, Fernando makes a cube for Michelle, and his 9th is fulfilled. Raphael also had 1 less, so he steals a cube from his companion to fulfill them. In this way, Raphael passes in the second round as well, although he won this round by cheating. But still it is passed. But the others tease him a lot and even beat him badly. This hurts Raphael a lot, after which everyone realizes their mistake. But Joanna comes to him and tells him that you have to help me. Otherwise, I will tell the truth about you to the authorities, that you came here by deception. Here we see the new employee who comes to check the chief's work, because she somehow wanted to find fault in the chief's work and remove him from this post, so that he can get this post. On the other hand, we see Michelle and her friend who are suspected by an offshore employee. So she takes them with her to check and asks them which one of you is with the rebellious group. If no one accepts, both will be killed. When the employee emerges from the room, Michelle tells her friend that we have to kill her. So when she returns, Michelle's friend attacks her. But Michelle doesn't do it herself, because she wanted to trap her friend and save herself. Originally, Michelle was a member of the rebellious group. Her friend is killed, after which Michelle moves on to the next round. Here we find out that last year it was not her boyfriend but her brother who came here. And now she is here to meet him. And at the same time, she wants to erase the difference between rich and poor. Next we see Fernando, where we know about his past. Fernando had problems with his feet since childhood, and his dad took great care of him from the beginning. It was his father who convinced him that you can pass this test. And when you go offshore, you will be treated there. You will be able to stand on your feet, and you will get a good life. After that, Fernando's physical test is done. The doctor sticks a needle to test her feet. That feels to Fernando. Today he was feeling pain for the first time. The doctor says that if you clear all the tests and get selected for offshore, your feet can be treated here, and you will be able to walk. Now all of them are sent to a room for the next round. When they go inside, they see a table inside, on which 4 statues were placed, and the expression of the face of each statue was also different. Now all of them are given the task to look at the face of these statues and tell about their condition. For what reason they have made such faces. What happened to them in the past. Now all these people start making a story in their own way after seeing these expressions, and give their own ideas. Fernando first takes a good look at a statue of a girl and reveals that the girl has been poisoned, because she was a guest in this house with her husband. Actually, this woman had a relationship with the man sitting in front of her, in whose house she came as a guest. But the man's wife found out about their affair and poisoned the woman. Then this woman is looking at her boyfriend in a shocking expression. Everyone is very happy to hear this story made by Fernando, because they like this story a lot. But Raphael dismisses this story as nonsense, and then presents his new story, in which he says that this girl is allergic to silver, and all the statues are wearing silver. But this girl is wearing a glass ring and a wooden necklace. This girl is looking at the other man like this because the man is a doctor, and she is asking him for help. When they check in the drawer, there are diagrams of human body. That is, this man was really a doctor. But the story told by Raphael was not matching with the girl's expression. Raphael cannot answer the same question. Then Joanna, who was very sensible, tells that this girl is blind. So there is no expression on his face. And when she checks the girl's luggage, she also finds a book of blinds. That is, what Joanna said was true. In this way, these people passed this round as well. The chief was also watching all this, and then tells the new employee that you should pay attention to all of them. I am away from work for a while. This lady employee keeps an eye on the chief, and sees that the chief is changing his clothes in the slum area. The chief also knows by seeing the green light of the camera that the employee is watching him. But the employee cannot present any evidence against the chief. After that, they are taken to another room, where they are given 6 signs, while these people were 7, which meant that one of them had to be eliminated. But they do not understand who will do this. Raphael says, I have a coin. I'm going out. But the one who didn't have the coin attacks Raphael, and a fight starts between the two. But then this guy asks to vote, and everyone votes against Raphael. But then Michelle says, get Joanna out, because she was sensible, and could have failed Michelle's plan. Hearing this, Joanna looks at Raphael, because Joanna knew Raphael's truth. So Raphael takes Joanna's side and asks Fernando to get out, because he was not physically well either. But Fernando says, I can be fine offshore. After that, they decide to eliminate one person from the ribbon, and they say that whoever gets the smallest ribbon will go out, and the smallest ribbon goes to Joanna. But while leaving the room, she steals Raphael's coin, and thus wins. And this movie ends here. So friends, how did you like this movie? Please tell us in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe the channel.